What's up, guys? This is Kamehouse 9000. My name is D-Train.
I'm C-Money.
And today we've got another episode of the Kamehouse podcast. And today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball GT. A lot of people love it, probably even more people hate it.
Very controversial Dragon Ball series, but we're going to take a look at it and talk about it a bit more.
So, let's try to start on a positive note. What is one of your favorite moments in Dragon Ball GT?
I actually really liked the baby arc. I think that was really cool, just because it was something that seemed very like...
the whole idea of the Tuffles?
Yeah, and it seemed something so small and consequential at first and how he got away, and then he comes back and he really just took everything over. Like, that was really cool to me.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea of this person who, like... I guess before he started doing all the fucked up things, he wasn't necessarily in the wrong. Like, they fucked him over hard, the Saiyans. So he has a reason to hate Goku and Vegeta, right? But it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. The whole gross thing where he would go into people's bodies, like in their cuts and stuff.
Yeah. Kind of jump out, yeah. It was kind of creepy, but it was different. Because we had Majin Buu as someone who would, like, consume you, right?
It was like just a big, strong monster still, though.
Yeah. So like, it was kind of different that this is more like kind of like a virus. So it felt like.
They definitely started a lot more daring with Dragon Ball GT, I feel, when you think about the villains. Because Dragon Ball Z was kind of just like, this one's even more powerful.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Yeah. Kind of just had to make the next big bad more bigger and badder, right? They kind of got stuck in that loop, I guess, to some degree.
Well, I mean, so we started with something positive, but that's kind of where GT goes in the end with the Shadow Dragons. Like, it gets to a point where you're fighting one every episode, and it just becomes very much villain of the week with them.
Yeah. But not even just like villain of the week, but I feel like there's no build up, there's no payoff. I don't care about the character. Like, there's nothing I don't really care. It's just like feed him in, feed him out, shovelware kind of.
Like, oh, we're fighting another dragon this week. What's the silly wish that you came from? Oh, you came from Underpants? Nice to meet you, Underpants Dragon.
Basically, right? And then you just cycle through them. It's like, alright, so what's the next dragon? And like, can we get the Dragon Ball? Like you said, what wish did you come from? What inspired you? Like, some of them were kind of cool. You can kind of see, like, it was a cool idea, I think, in the long haul, as in, like, you can see the ramifications of making wishes with the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of it. The whole idea that there was like you said, consequences to their actions. Like suddenly, like, oh yeah, these Dragon Balls you've been relying on so hard.
Yeah, because they seem like they're invincible. They have no cost. Like, as long as you collect them, just make your wish. Especially with them being able to fly across their world and a Dragon Ball radar. Like, they're going to find them, right? So
that's one thing I feel that Super could have done better, because they actually use the Dragon Balls in almost every single arc of Super. So in Battle of Gods, they wish to know about the Super Saiyan God. Resurrection F, they're used to bring Frieza back to life. The Universe 6 arc, they're used to bring the planet back. That's what they're fighting for, the Super Dragon Balls. The Black arc, he uses the Super Dragon Balls to wish for immortality and to go to different timelines, become the new Supreme Kai. And then what was after that? The Tournament of Power. I guess that wasn't for Super Dragon Balls. That was just for the sake of the tournament, but still, a lot of Dragon Balls.
I think that was a cool concept.
The whole idea, they stored up the negative energy, and then that's the reason they broke.
Yeah.
They were all like cracked and blue. And Goku was there just fighting Frieza and Cell, and because they were dead, they weren't running out of energy, and he was just like, we can just keep fighting. Was that connected to the arc where Piccolo ends up coming there and he gets stuck in hell?
Yeah, but Piccolo does stay there for some reason.
Oh, you know what it is? He died because the Earth exploded because they didn't gather the Dragon Balls in time, the Black Star ones.
And he was just in hell fighting people. And what I liked is before Goku went and became one with the Dragon Balls, he did stop off in hell again.
Yeah, he's like, hey Piccolo.
And he's just chilling, talking like...
So what do you think happened with that ending? A lot of people actually debate about that. Whether, like, was Goku dead at that ending? Was he alive? Like,
I don't think he's dead, but I don't know if he exists in the same way he did beforehand. Because in that movie, that I don't really care for too much. When
he never should have made it.
No, they should not. Like, I see what they were aiming for, but the execution was not there. No. Like, when what was his Goku Jr.? Is that his name?
Yep.
Yeah, when he went to go pick up the Dragon Ball, trying to make the wish, like, it only comes from one.
A single Dragon Ball.
Right, like, he doesn't know how it works. No, who raised him was Pan. Like, she didn't go to adventure collecting the fucking
right,
things.
like, she doesn't know what the Dragon Balls are or how to use them.
Right? So, like, that didn't really add up. Yeah, Goku comes back and talks to him. So, like, he was able to, like, some shape and form materialize to, like... So, like, I don't think he's dead.
That's one of the things that ruined Dragon Ball GT for me as an adult, though. Because as a kid, I had never seen A Hero's Legacy, that movie that caps it off.
Okay.
And that ruins it so much more to me.
I saw it as an adult as well, so for me, yeah, I thought it was GT and that was kind of the end of it. And then it was only until I rewatched GT and I saw that, like, I didn't even watch the whole thing, to be honest with you. I kind of just skimmed through the parts of it that were most interesting, and I still felt like I was let down. But
super bad. Goku Jr. is like a big fucking pussy.
Yeah.
They should have left it the way they did it in GT, where you just see Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. fighting at the end of the tournament. They both go Super Saiyan, and it's like, that transformation really means nothing now, but...
No, I agree. I think that would have been a more wholesome ending. just let them know that like and the battle carry on, like, you know what I mean? I think that would have been enough for me.
Well, I think like the whole idea of GT is kind of like them not willing to end it, right? It was like,
Yeah.
oh, Toriyama, you're done making it? All right, we're just gonna mind if we keep doing it? Just
Yeah.
design a few things for us? Like,
I even heard the whole reason he went back to being a kid is they're trying to capture that whole Dragon Ball magic, and
like
I'm
it's an adventure again.
yeah, and it's like, but we still have Dragon Ball. I'll just go watch that.
Yeah, you don't have to
Like,
recapture it.
yeah.
Just, but I remember the way I used to watch it. It was on YTV. I think it was like 7:30. There would be an episode of Dragon Ball. 8 there'd be an episode of Dragon Ball Z, and then 8:30 there'd be an episode of Dragon Ball GT.
I remember something like that when they had like the Bionics lineup.
Inuyasha would come on like right after that.
Yep.
The anime block, Naruto, One
It
Piece,
was good.
Zatch Bell, whatever the hell that is, Gundam.
That probably was great. The Momoto Warriors.
That was like one of those things like before like streaming and watching things online. It was just kind of like, you want to watch anime?
Yeah.
You're gonna be inside by 7 o'clock on Saturday night.
Yeah, but that was just us, and then I think they separated, made it its own channel, and it was kind of garbage. Nobody was really invested in that. Like, yeah, I like my anime and everything back in the day, but I wasn't gonna pay $5 a month, like in grade 6, to watch anime. Like,
Who's gonna pay for that?
Thank you.
Imagine trying to tell your parents, hey, can you pay $5 a month so I can watch these Japanese cartoons?
On this one specific channel, nobody else can watch.
Already pay for cartoons that you're not watching on this TV.
Thank you. Look at my ass sideways. No, I'm okay. But no, like you said, when it was on YTV and it was part of the regular programming, yeah, it was a dope block. I enjoyed that a lot.
You know who was a sick villain in Dragon Ball GT? Super 17.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought that whole thing was a super cool concept where Dr. Mew, who made Baby, and then Dr. Gero like found each other in hell.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, we could probably like together wreak havoc on the earth, right? Still.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
very
did.
true, because like Mew gave me Dro vibes, so like it was funny to see actually.
He definitely like was the drawing and everything. It looked like
Yeah.
they looked at a picture of Dr. Gero and they're like, but can you make him alien?
a little bit, right?
You know what I mean?
Make
Just
him a little different,
blue,
a little
orange
weird.
mustache.
Yeah, no, he really gave me Dro vibes. So when he met Jiro, it was really cool to me.
But yeah, he did. Super 17 was a sick villain when they combined like the two 17s. And like I think it would have been a lot funnier if he just stayed looking exactly the same but just got bigger.
Yeah.
He was just like still 17 but like 8 feet tall, like 400 pounds.
Really jacked up.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah, I can see that.
That was a good villain, and then 18 ended up having to come to help, and then I think that's the other thing that gets me with a lot of the villains in Dragon Ball GT, is they handle it like they handle movie villains. It's kind of like, oh, we're getting beat up, we're getting beat up, we're getting beat up. Okay, now Goku's gonna go all out, and he's gonna kill the villain with like ultimate punch, or like he's gonna do a Super Saiyan 4 Kamehameha. It always just ended like with an ultimate attack. They throw you Gogeta at the end, which don't get me wrong, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was cool. But it kind of felt like that was to make up for all the bullshit they put us through going up to this point. That's another thing. I feel like the whole Gogeta scene in Dragon Ball GT does not nearly gather the energy that this does. Like, this is a lot more like, oh shit.
Dramatic built up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can feel that. For me, the biggest thing on GT was Super Saiyan 4.
That was
and
sick.
I thought it was really dope and cool. But my only issue is they used it for everything to the point that it lost any.
It just became his normal new form.
Yeah.
Like Blue and Super now.
Kinda, yeah. And it was just like, oh, so like, where's the power scaling on this? Like, it really became difficult to understand because it's like,
It kind of just became like, if he goes 4, that means like someone's getting obliterated.
yeah,
If not right away, just a few minutes later. I think a lot of the dragons though he did beat in his kid form, didn't he?
I think a couple of them, a handful of them, yes, they like knocked him out of 4. Some of them, one of them, I forget which one it was, it knocked him out of 4 a couple times, and he went to normal, then he had to go back into 4 just to fight the guy. I'm like okay.
And I feel like GT prioritizes weird characters as well. Like, what happened to Gohan? What happened to Vegeta?
Very true.
Two of the strongest things. Even in Super now, they have Gohan unlock that new Beast Mode Gohan. That's stronger than supposedly than Goku and Vegeta.
I've never heard or seen that. That's really interesting.
That new, you haven't even seen the picture of it? The white hair and the red eyes?
That's good.
That's his new form in Superhero. And then Piccolo's got a new one. He's big and orange.
That's hilarious. I want to see these two.
Orange Piccolo.
That's something I need to catch up on. I think that's interesting, and I think that that's something that they do fail on in the Dragon Ball series. They don't make the rest of the Z fighters have any relevance, and I'm
Where
like,
even are Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu in Dragon Ball GT?
are they?
They're not even seen.
Like, and like that's my problem with them, right? Like, I'm perfectly fine with Goku being like the head honcho or like the number one, like the Superman of their cast, so to say.
Yeah.
But it's like even when you
Careful.
watch it,
Someone.
Oh, all right, but like even when you watch like Justice League, for example, yeah, Superman's the strongest like member physically, but like the other members have their role, and
Everybody does their
something
own thing on the
and,
team.
and
Yeah.
you can see how they're a team. Where it's like with Dragon Ball Z is more like, all right, we're all fighters, yeah, but Goku's got it.
Yeah. Once
It's
Goku
like-
gets like, we just gotta distract this guy until Goku and Vegeta get here.
basically, Vegeta usually puts up a decent fight, and like he has poor Renji status from like Bleach because he's always training and grinding, but like he never has any results, right?
Which is so upsetting. I've always taken it like this. Like Goku is a martial artist, and Vegeta is just like strong as shit. He's like a street brawler. He just like punches the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
But Goku is like, he's trained. Like he knows what he's doing. Like
I feel like fighting is the only thing Goku understands because I feel like
fighting is his love language.
Like he doesn't understand how he has kids. He doesn't understand intimacy. Like he doesn't understand
Yeah.
anything. Like really doesn't. And then like you see him fight, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I just did." And like he speaks of like it's just first nature to him. It's like, so you're a brilliant fighter, but you're an idiot when it comes to everything else. Okay.
Pretty much. Like even if you think about it, like how he does instant transmission around space and stuff. Like he has an incredible dimensional awareness
Yeah.
of where he is in the universe, but he still doesn't understand what kissing has to do with him having children.
Or basic math and shit like this, or how to drive a car. But you know, like he couldn't reverse a vehicle, but like you said, he can teleport through planets throughout space. Like what?
Like nothing. Like
Yeah,
he can be like,
okay.
oh, yep, Namek's that way.
Right? But put him in a car and he can't figure that one out, and it's like it's crazy to me.
And that was an easy thing to remember in GT, because he's a kid now. He can't use his instant transmission anymore.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, it takes too much energy in my kid body. Like,
shut the fuck up. Like,
so Gohan was wasted in that. Vegeta.
I feel like Trunks was kind of a joke character. Like they just use him as a punching bag for everything.
Well, I think it's because Future Trunks was so popular at that time, right?
Yeah. So then what? Shit on Trunks? Like,
Well, I don't think.
like, what does that accomplish? Like,
Yeah, he definitely became like the joke of the show. Like
Yeah.
Pan was annoying.
yeah, Pan was. It was still the same formula of Goku's gonna clutch it. Pan was
Yeah.
annoying, kind of like a side character, sort of like. Then I feel like Trunks is just kind of like comedical relief.
I thought it would have been 10 times better if we had Goten and Trunks.
I think that would have been good. Yeah.
Because they could have fused. You
Yeah.
could have seen some
Yeah.
Gotenks shenanigans in space.
Yeah, that would actually been pretty good. I like an all.
Gotenks has always been a joke, bro. Even when they made it seem like he was going to be the one to beat Majin Buu,
But
just for him to get eaten.
Yep.
In I don't think he shows up in the Resurrection F movie, but he shows up in the anime and he just gets like friggin' spanked and destroyed real quick.
Yeah.
Beerus dismantled. He's always been a joke. Even he shows up in Superhero, but they mess up as teenagers and they turn him fat.
Yeah. And no, I'm not a fan of it. Like I get he's a kid and everything, so maybe he's not the most like.
So that's another character they butcher if you think about it. Trunks, because they made him a joke. Gohan just became a weak-ass scholar. Vegeta's got a flat top now, even though he stated in Dragon Ball Z years and years prior, Saiyan hair does not grow. At least not full Saiyan hair. And,
How do they cut their hair then?
well, they don't need to. It doesn't grow.
Oh, that's crazy.
At least like longer than it's supposed to be.
So your hairdo is your hairdo. You know.
Pretty much, exactly. Your hair will never grow more than that. Like, if you cut it, it will grow more. Because there's been times when Goku's hair got chopped off, at least in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
So, like, if we're to imagine this is a real universe that exists, it seems it grows back to the shape that it could maximally be.
Well, we kind of have a similar system with us, but I imagine with them it'd be a little bit more specific. Because for us, like, but that's funny though that their hair just kind of, I'm gonna do this and that's it, buddy. Deal
Yeah,
with
this
it.
is your hairstyle, man.
Yo.
You can use gel or whatever, but like if you power up, it's gonna go back to normal.
Yeah. You don't like it, sucks. You blame your genetics. Like, you just gotta deal with this.
You know what else I thought was a weird thing in Xenoverse? How when you turn Super Saiyan, your hair doesn't spike up.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah.
Am I just like a weak ass Super Saiyan? Completely unrelated. This video is not about Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but
Why is it like that? Just curiosity.
yeah. Okay, so what do you think the worst thing is in Dragon? You've said your best thing. What do you think the worst thing they did in Dragon Ball GT is?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm not sure what I would say the worst part of it was.
Like, if you could change one thing about it yourself, what would it be?
I'm not sure. Because I did like a lot of the things they did. Even like the weird things like the Bonpara brothers and like...
Boom, para, boom,
Yeah.
para. That was hilarious, dude.
Like, they were weird little dudes.
It started strong. That's what I gotta say about
Yeah.
GT. It started very strong.
I think it would just be the Shadow Dragon arc if I'm thinking about something I would change. And it's like, like we were talking about, I wouldn't even change the wishes. I wouldn't change...
Just stretch it out.
Yeah, it's like how it was stretched out. Like, I feel like it was just kind of like shotgunned at us.
I think they probably got canceled. They were like, all right, this is not doing as
Yeah.
good as we thought it was gonna do. You're not selling nearly as many toys. So can it wrap it up? Finish it. What do you want to do? And they're like, Super Saiyan Gogeta will sell more toys. And they're like, all right, fine, you can finish it.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that one, but
Said even still, the way Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 4, that's some bullshit.
yeah, because that's not even a way like you would go about it. That seems like something you'd be completely against.
And that's the other thing. If they stretched out a little bit, you could have each of these dragons. It's not just like a quick 30-minute fight. Maybe this takes place over the course of like a week. Maybe this whole time Vegeta's training because he's mad because Kakarot's a Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
I should be the Super Saiyan 4. I'm the principal.
Yeah, and then he got to ramble on and see where
Exactly. Shows up Super Saiyan 5. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. Even like the Shadow Dragons, like it was cool that they all had their own character and everything, but even they didn't even seem on the same page. It was like what the fuck they were doing.
And it was weird that just one of them was good.
Yeah, I don't like no.
Why did that one have a conscience? He was like, nah, he battled me like really hard.
Yeah, honor. And
Yeah.
the rest of them were like, no, you.
All right,
die.
Zuko.
Right, like once again, the variation's cool. Like I like that, but it was just funny. Like why?
So for my best, I'm gonna say when he transformed into the Super Saiyan 4. That was a really sick episode. Cause I remember watching that, and when he's like raging around as a big gold Nuzaru, you're like, oh my god, like what the fuck are they gonna do? Like he was the one who was gonna save the day. Like Pan's just there by herself now. Like what's gonna happen? And then when he transforms, I remember the episode ending when he starts like shrinking down, and they don't show you. They just show you like a silhouette of it. And then I had to wait until next week to see, and then you see it, and you're like, oh shit, what is that? Why is it red?
Yeah.
He has a tail now. He has mascara. What's going on? Or eyeliner, whatever it is. Yeah. He's an adult again for some reason.
That never really made sense to me because like he was able to go from being a child to adult just by going Super Saiyan 4. So my question is like, all right, when you're an adult and you go Super Saiyan 4, do you turn into like an elderly person, or do you just look like how does?
So I think this has been answered, and supposedly it takes you to the prime like age of your strength.
Oh, okay.
So like I guess what it would be considered like a prime age. So for Vegeta, if anything, it probably youngs him down a little bit.
Yeah, at this point especially because they're trying to get up there.
He's like a 40, 50-year-old man at that point. But then again, well, this is afterwards, but in Super, Vegeta does say that Saiyans are considered youthful until about 80 years old. So like 80 is that's a middle age for a Saiyan.
Okay.
But that was also just a way for them to like be able to keep making the anime for a long time.
Are we also
should they
talking
desire
about like 80 Earth years though?
Well, I think so.
Okay, that's good.
They're extra because of their years in the time chamber, but like I'm sure they're keeping track of it because it's the same amount of time for them.
Oh, that's very true.
And Goku is like, I think his age is stunted a little bit because he was dead for like 10 years at one point between the Cell and the Majin Buu saga. And so you don't age when you're dead, right?
That's very true.
It seems fair. Can you imagine like you're getting older in the afterlife, like
yeah, right.
It's like, so do I eventually perish, or like is this just gonna get worse and worse?
Do I go to level 2? Like, where do I go from here?
That's the other thing though. Like dying in Dragon Ball Z is just kind of like an inconvenience at this point. Like even if you kill somebody, it's like, all right, so I guess we gotta find another planet's Dragon Balls to revive Chaozu this time.
Right.
But they don't even bring him to the fight, so it's kind of like...
And we're talking about people who can literally fly and teleport, so it's like, it's not like collecting little orbs is a really difficult task for them, right?
Yeah. So in parallel, I would say the best part of GT is the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. The worst part for me, I would say, is the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Kind of just Vegeta in general. I'm a big Vegeta fan, so like to me, they've ruined his character. Like his mustache, it was kind of cool, like when he murders those guys who hit on his daughter in the car. That was like goals. But other than that, like his flat top, his mustache, I hate it all. They ruined Vegeta. They ruined a lot of characters. Like I said, they ruined Gohan, they ruined Goten, they ruined Trunks. Pan sucked. Hopefully they do her better in the future of Super.
Yeah, I really like that they're slowly kind of etching her in, and like that it's cool that like we've seen her, but we haven't really seen her do anything. And like you said, I hope that they do give her a kind of better trait. I'm okay with her still being like angsty and like in your face, and like, I think that was like funny and cool.
But less whiny, like
yeah, and like
she was always crying about something, like whether it be like, no, I'm hungry, we've been on this planet for a day.
Oh my, yes, every time.
Goku's always hungry, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's not crying about it right now. No, though he does, but he just kind of gets more like, guys, I can't do anything.
Right.
That's how Yamcha fucks him up the first time they meet in the desert, because he's hungry and he's like, I can't fight you right now, man.
Mr. Wolf Fang Fist. Yeah, he also died to Silent Man, so.
That's your friends. One thing I thought was really funny in Super is when they were putting together their Tournament of Power team, and he thought he was waiting for his invite because Tien got invited, Master Roshi got invited, and he's like, oh, you know what? I should probably go home, or otherwise they're not going to be able to find me when it's time.
No, he's okay.
That was funny.
He did not age past Dragon Ball very well.
No, they're all useless now. Like even like Tien eliminated literally one dude in the entire tournament of power. At least in the manga, Roshi does almost like an Ultra Instinct thing. That's the other thing that was kind of cool at the beginning of GT when they show Roshi shows up and he runs into Kid Goku and Pan like at that bank robbery thing. Like I said, it started really good and I really enjoy the whole like searching for the Black Star. The baby arc is good. Super 17's even good. In between, it's for some reason the Shadow Dragons is where it fucking falls apart. The Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, the Gogeta.
I really feel like what you said is true. That it feels like it was kind of like just shoveled together to get it out because maybe it was canceled or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, Dragon Ball Z ended and they were like, we want to keep selling toys.
Yeah, because the execution of that last arc didn't feel good. But regardless where you feel on that one thing we gotta say, we only got Super because of GT. Actually, no,
that's because of Evolution.
Yeah, the Evolution movie.
He was so upset with how Evolution turned out. He's like, I can't let that be the last Dragon Ball thing ever made.
Right.
So we got Battle of Gods, replacing GT forever in the canon of Dragon Ball. But you think there's any chance that GT could somehow still remain in the canon?
I think that they shouldn't disregard GT just because I think it does have a lot of like good concepts.
I would adapt a lot of the arcs if I were them, to be honest.
That's smart. Just like what they did with Brawly, because they retrofitted him and they basically went back. I like the new Brawly better.
I do too.
Like I like the
He's
old.
Not just a big screaming idiot.
Yeah, and like the old Brawly is cool to me and everything for nostalgia purposes. I still enjoy it and everything. But if we're talking about which one I enjoy better, the new Brawly, like they built a character this time. Like
yeah, it wasn't just like over and over again.
A small story with Bod, like the dog thing that you friends with. Like I thought that was cool. He was
my friend. When you find out he's never had water before, like
right? Like it's just funny things like that. It was just cool. But
like to adapt the Black Star Dragon Ball arc where they got to like travel across the universe, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially since like they have Whis and Beerus now, and like they can kind of help them find it. Or even like the Super Dragon Balls are kind of like that. They're across 2 universes instead of 1. So imagine if like somebody else gathered them and made like a fucked up wish.
That's true. Then
they have to gather them and undo it.
Yeah, deal with the other universe that made the messed up wish and after your shit up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, do we let them live or do we just destroy that universe now?
Right.
You know how dumb Goku is. He'd definitely be like, all right, you guys are really strong over here, so I'll let you live.
They'll give you a sense of being real quick. Are you ready to go? Like
that's the other thing that they kind of mess with in GT. You can tell where it's like more like episodic villains. Goku kills a lot of villains in that show, and his go-to thing is not to, at least like after a certain point in Dragon Ball, his go-to thing is not to murder people. He almost always gives them a chance to be like, all right,
yeah,
you want to drop this, buddy? Like, you're losing. Like, in the beginning of a lot of fights in GT, he gives them the option to be like, hey, like, are you sure you want to do this, man? I don't want to fight you. And they'll be like, nah, fuck you, you're like 6. And then he'll beat the absolute living shit out of them. And then, like, there won't be, like, a moment again where they're on the ground. And he's like, like he did with Frieza, like he did with Vegeta, like, now's your chance.
Like, a lot of his friends of the Z Fighters were villains. Like, Piccolo, like, these were people, like, straight up wanted to kill him.
Tien and Chaozu. Yep. Krillin he wasn't an enemy, but he was a rival who hated him at the beginning.
He didn't like him at all, though.
Vegeta, of all people, and they're like, they're besties now.
Right.
Let's be honest, like, he won't admit it, but Vegeta doesn't have any other friends. None of the other Z fighters are like his friend. Like, Goku's probably the only one who'd be like, yeah, man.
That's very true, because like he doesn't really interact with them very much, and even when he interacts with one of them, it's basically just Goku and like Gillis Train. Like, yeah, that's it. So it's like I failed to see why he would talk to any of the other ones, because it's like
that's a scene I want to have his Super so bad, where like Bulma just makes Vegeta realize like, yeah, Goku's your best friend, and he'd be like, what? That clown?
He gets upset about it.
And then she'd be like, yeah, think about it. Like, who else do you even talk to besides me, Trunks, and our daughter? And he'd be like, you guys hang out for days at a time. Like, you go off on trips together training. Like, you guys are both Saiyans. Like, he's your best friend. And he's like, oh, no. Kakarot's my best friend.
Yeah, it's very true.
But he'd probably say some shit like, princes don't have friends. We have family and we have rivals.
Try to bluff it off.
And everyone else is an enemy. Not in GT, though, because they made him a
bitch boy. Mustache and flat tops.
Mustache and flat top. Anyways, that's been D-Train.
I'm C-Money.
And that was us talking about Dragon Ball GT. I think our decision on that is it was just okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily deserve the hate.
No, I agree. I would say it's kind of pivotal. It did some things right. Unfortunately, it did enough things wrong that it's very controversial. But no, I think it was okay.
Everyone needs to stop drinking the haterade. Don't be big babies. That's the takeaway here. All right. Thanks so much for listening. This has been another episode of the Kamehouse podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what else you'd like to hear us talk about. Join us next time.